Good morning, sweet tea. How are you doing this morning? Turn this off. How goes it? I signed up for an event yesterday. Can I share Google Maps on here? See if it'll let me. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but hey, teacher, hello. How are you? Yeah, we'll just say this house. Three hours and 40 minutes I would have to travel from Tacoma, cross the Narrows Bridge, cross the Hoods Canal, into the Olympic Peninsula, through Port Angeles, I don't go through Forks, but whatever, I don't know which one this is here. All the way to the very tip of Washington, to Nia Bay. So it's called Makah Days. It's the Makah Indian tribe. And that's Canada above it right there. You can actually see Canada over there. So I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but I signed up for it. You had to put $100 down to reserve your spot. So if I don't end up doing it, it's a 4-day event. It's for 4 days, sweet tea. 3 days, and then Thursday is the early bird. So it goes, you can start selling Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Friday and Saturday, it's from like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. both days. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm doing well. Worked last night and haven't gone to sleep yet. Oh no. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not, the transporting is I pretty much have that figured out. The main problem is where am I going to sleep at? All the hotels, because it's just a little tiny town. I called the general store that is close by, and they said that they have ice because for whatever reason, because they're the general store, there's nothing else around. They have a lot of ice. They have the capacity for a ton of ice. The lady told me that they don't run out. So, but I will be bringing my own ice for at least the first day if I go. So, and then the campground, I can camp, but the campgrounds are first come, first serve. You can't make a reservation. So, I don't know. I need to think about it still. I might have just thrown away $100, but I wanted to reserve it just in case. If I run out of product, well, if I do lemonade, I don't think I can run out, honestly. Because really I just need to bring enough sugar, lemon juice. I can get more water if I have to. And then the fruit, even if I run out of like huckleberry, which I will, and all my real fruit, I have all my syrups that I can use as a backup and do snow cones. So snow cones is just ice and syrup. I have plenty of syrup. It'll just be a matter of keeping the ice stocked up. And I'll just do snow cones and lemonade. Where am I going to store my products for 3 days? Well, I'm going to bring my refrigerator because my generator can run my refrigerator and the lights that I'm going to need for when it gets dark out, and my snow cone machine. So, because the generator runs like 1,200 watts, and my refrigerator's like 350. and the snow cone machine's like $150. So, so that's what I'll do, and then I'll just bring all my coolers. So, I mean, the main thing that I'll have to just worry about is just keeping my lemon juice cold. And it doesn't even look like it's going to be that hot anyways. It looks like it's going to be, it gets cold out there at night. I think it might not even be 70 degrees when we're there. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. I can't, the forecast doesn't go that far out yet, but for the next 2 weeks, I think it gets to 70 degrees one day. Other than that, it's below 70 out there. But yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Honestly, I need somebody. There's a couple of things that are going to make or break it. There's some people I know that normally do it, but they said they weren't going to do it this year. So if they go, I'll go. If they don't go, I need somebody to be able to go with me, or I need to know somebody that's going to be out there, that's going to be able to help me a little bit, I think. Because for one thing, I don't know. And then the other problem is that with these people, you don't ever get, the lack of communication is the problem. There was 2 phone numbers and an email. I did all 3 of them. I got one response back that said, so-and-so will contact you in a few days to make the rest of the payment. But no, like if I was an event coordinator, I'm already reading between the lines when people reach out to me. Obviously they got questions, what I mean? Some people just do whatever they can to just brush you off or not respond, So, but if I don't go, I lose out on the $100 I had to cash app them. It is what it is. I may have jumped the gun a little bit. We will see. It would be a fun, I was thinking strawberries and cakes you would have. Now, if I would have been able to get a hotel or a cabin with a refrigerator, like a real refrigerator, I maybe have been able to, at least I need at least clean countertops and some electricity to be able to do the chocolate strawberries. Now I could do, I could bring some out there with me and sell them that day. I was also thinking about bringing cheesecakes because I could freeze cheesecakes and, make like 100 cheesecakes and bring them out there. But then that's just more, it's not really that big of a deal. I can manage it. The cheesecakes could stay in the refrigerator, or I could just put them on dry ice because I'll be leaving early in the morning. I'm not going to have to worry about the sun or the heat or any of that stuff. So, Todd Father's a real event coordinator, and that's why I don't do these events anymore because you really are and then it's so far out there, but if the stars aligned, it would definitely be worth it. I would be exhausted afterwards, but it would be worth it. Am I in dire need for it to happen? No, but we'll see. How long until the event? I would have to leave on the 27th. And then I would return either on the 30th or the 31st. The 31st, more than likely. Because if I'm going to go, I'm going to go. And I already looked up a tent. I can get a tent and, all that. So I can at least be halfway comfortable. They have these like folding cots. So I don't know. I'll find out more today, hopefully. and that's it for the payment. You don't have to give a percentage of your price. That was just the down payment for the spot, non-refundable $100 deposit. I think it's like $275, which isn't bad for 3 days, 4 days. No percentage. And I'd tell you to stay home, is what Todd would say. That sounds like too much, says Hey Teacher. Sweet Tea says it's a lot. What if you can't find a campsite? You'd have to sleep in your car. Well, I found the campsite, and I think if, I was going to call them too. I checked all the hotels already. That's a no-go for sure. But see, there's going to be so many people out there that, and I'm pretty sure I could get a campsite. They have free showers there. Would it be comfortable? No, but I would literally probably be making money all day for a few days. But then you got to worry about the weather, because it's right on the coast. I mean, you guys seen where that is. That's like the tip of Washington out there. Who knows what the weather's going to be like. Do you like to sleep outside in a tent? Hell no. Nope. But I will, Even as a kid, we had a motorhome. We borrowed my uncle's motorhome. Because I've been all over the Washington Olympic Peninsula, Nia Bay, everywhere in a motorhome, not in a tent. In fact, I don't think I've ever slept in a tent. Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, Port Ludlow. They have a cabin there, but we used to sleep in tents on the beach. But no, I'm not fond of it, but I'll do it if I have to. So I don't know. It's in the works. We'll see. Friday, I have to pick up my granddaughter from school and take her to her mom's bring your kid to work day, which will be fun. And we went to the Hibachi Grill last night for steak and chicken and shrimp and fried rice. I got white rice this time. And I'm glad I did too, because the last time we went, when I woke up the next day, I could barely move. I was swollen so bad. We haven't been in like a year. And I had double fried rice last time. This time I got white rice. And yeah, I didn't notice anything until I just thought about it just now. Hands are great today. Arlene says, I would be afraid a slasher would be hiding somewhere around the campground. That's funny, Arlene, because the last time I went camping, this is probably like 2010. I told this story before on here. This is my buddy Joe and Brian. We go to this place called Black Pine Lake. That already sounds fucking scary to me. Black Pine Lake in Eastern Washington. And we're going with my buddy Joe's family. They're already out there camping. They've already been out there for a day or two. We get out there, it's pitch black. It's like midnight already. And it's pitch black out there. Well, somehow we get the tent set up and I hear a noise like in the bushes. And I just think it's a bear or something, something huge and scary. And it freaked me the fuck out. And I shine my flashlight like right on it, like, what the fuck is that over there? And it was some dude just wrestling around in his tent. I didn't even know there was a tent right there. And he goes, hey, get that light off of me. And I'm like, oh shit, sorry. I was so embarrassed. But in my mind, I thought it was like a bear or something. I was like, oh hell no. And we did end up seeing a bear when we were out there, when we were leaving. Yeah, it was just like a little brown bear running down the road in front of us. It was pretty cool. Bring all your Halloween stuff and you will scare the slasher away. I'd probably get shot if I did that. You got to be careful out there because everybody probably thinks that, Anybody who's going camping, like, Dad, what if there's a boogie monster? Oh, don't worry, son. I have my gun. Bring in the shotgun. Then all of a sudden, you really see Ghostface standing out there, and it's just me in a Halloween mask. The only time I camped, it rained. It was dark. My ex hurt his back, so I had to take the tent down myself. Oh, damn. Yeah. I thought if you were camping and woke up with a what? What is he saying? You can go, and after 2 days you're over it, you can come home. Yeah, see, now that's one of the things that I need to ask those people about, because, I don't want to get into you never know what the setup is. I don't want to get into a situation to where my tent is trapped there. And you know what I mean? I need to know all the logistics and the time and all that kind of stuff. There's supposed to be, if you run an event like that, there's supposed to be a manual for, everything. Where to park, what time you can set up, what time you can tear down, all that kind of stuff. Now, with these ones, it's good and bad, because the good thing is I hopefully will be able to tear down, but not necessarily. It kind of really just depends. Do you remember the joke that you fell for about the camping? Maybe. I don't remember. No, something about Charlie Sheen and camping. I don't remember what it was. All kidding aside, there are too many crazy people. Yeah, no, that's for sure. You ain't kidding. Todd Father, he likes to go camp. No, I'm not a camper. I've been a few times. I liked it when I was a kid. Now I'm good. But for the money for this, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I just wish it wasn't so far away, What if my truck breaks down on the way out there? That would suck. No reason for it to, but I'm drawing a blank on the joke, the camping joke. Todd will have to remind me. I made some Photoshops about camping with Charlie Sheen. That's the only thing that's coming to my mind. Todd's a little jokester, though. Are you driving to work, Todd? Let's fly out and help him that weekend. If nothing else, it would be fun, right? Yeah, I do. I need some help. The problem is that, I hope that, and I need to talk to Steve, my buddy Steve, again, because his family's done it more than once. So I don't think they're going this year, but I need to actually talk to him. I texted with him yesterday for a while. Have a little conversation with him and find out some better details about the campsite, about the event. Am I going to be able to leave early if I need to? All right, let's see what kind of videos we got going on. I don't know why I even stressed myself out with that shit, to be honest with you. I was scrolling Facebook, wanting to be productive. That's right. Todd. Fucker. But I don't know why I stressed myself out with even signing up for that, to be honest, but we'll see. I seen somebody else. I don't really know them, but they make donuts. They posted a video from yesterday that they got a store in Enumclaw, they're gonna have a donut shop in Enumclaw, which is pretty cool and pretty impressive. That I don't know how long they've been doing it for, but yeah, and the funny thing is that they got a lot of complaints from different people that at least that I heard from, not about the quality of their donuts, because the quality of their donuts is amazing. Apparently, I'm not really a donut guy, but they do a lot of meetups. Like, I'll meet you here at 2:00 and you can pick up some donuts, that type of thing. And then they don't show up for like 2 hours. They string people along and then they finally show up. But they got 3 young kids. So, but you just never know. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Maybe they already had money, which is possible. The dude looks like he's got money, But if they were able to get a storefront just off the sale of their donuts like that, that's pretty fucking impressive. Text line's blowing up. The only way I would go camping would be in electric. Yeah, that's the thing. If they don't, you can say they are discriminating against you. Tell them they have to accommodate your anxiety about being in closed places and you need a tent near the exit. Right? 100%. Well, no, you see, for me, the thing is it's the tent itself that is my problem. I need a big tent. I cannot sleep in a small tent. In fact, one time I slept in a coffin tent and it was the worst night of my life. I went camping with my cousin and a couple of my friends. And my cousin is like, "Oh, don't worry. I brought a tent for us." So they had a tent, and my 2 friends had a normal tent, and then my cousin and I had this tent right here, like this blue one. His was nicer than this, but it was exactly the same size. Literally a fucking coffin. This was when I was in my 20s. I was like, I know you're lying. I know you're fucking lying. Nope, it's for high wind. The solo shelter, but he thinks it's big enough for the 2 of us, this motherfucker. I didn't even sleep. I stayed outside most of the time. I was terrified out there. We're out in the middle of nowhere camping, and I'm like, we're literally in the middle of the forest by a lake, and I'm up all night. I'm looking at my buddy's tent and their feet are sticking out of the fucking tent. I'm looking at my cousin in this fucking little coffin tent. Oh, I hated it. These motherfuckers, man. So now when I had my own tent, it was like a 4-room. It was called the Condor. I got it at Costco. It was like, literally, you could turn it into 4 separate rooms. You could stand up in it, walk around in it, do freaking, what do you call those things? Cartwheels. You could do cartwheels in this tent, literally. Grateful, good morning. Good to see you. Or they are in debt up to their eyeballs. Slides in the chat like Kramer. What's up, Gen X? There's no way I'm roughing it. Yeah, this is just absolute, like, just stupidity. Why would you bring a fucking coffin tent? Are you on Mount Everest or something? You know what I mean? Even on Mount Everest, you can't use that tent. You got to use the one where you got to climb out the top of that thing. It's just ridiculous. But, so anyway, what else was I going to look up? What were you guys just talking about? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Hold on. me load this page up real quick. It's taking forever. Are you going to load or not? There we go. Dun 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 dun. How about the 2025 Integra Coach Cornerstone 45D? Can we get a bigger? There we go. Look at that thing. Couches, a sink, 2 couches, a table. This probably turns into some bed too, I bet you. Yeah, I've got the folding tables. Look how wide and spacious that is. The Integra. It's got the side panels that extend. Look at the back of that thing. Who's driving that thing? Oh, look at that refrigerator. It's nicer than my refrigerator in my house. Son of a bitch. Look at that thing. It's beautiful. Yep, that's what I need. I could do all my prep work right there in that RV. Shoot, I could have a storefront in that RV, in the kitchen in the back. Oh, it's got a master bedroom. Little tiny TV. A toilet with a window. Is that for circulation, probably? It's kind of creepy. I never did understand that one. It's got to be for circulation, right? It's the Epstein Express. Damn, a washer and dryer up in there. That's what's up. Got all your master controls. Your backup camera, or whatever that is. Or no, that looks like, what is that? Some type of something. I don't know what that is. Big old computer dash right there. Looks like those seats are pretty expensive. Some of those seats cost several $1,000s. GPS, microwave, closet space, dishwasher, like little dishwasher. Yeah. Got the little table. All right, who's paying for this thing? I cannot afford $3,333 a month for my entire life, for everything, let alone an extra bill for a motorhome. So I can't even afford the gas for this thing, so I'm not going to be able to chip in. So that's going to be on you guys. But at least you guys are saving $440,000 from the MSRP. So if you guys want me to lock this price in, let me know. $3,333 a month. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Hot chicks in the chat. Checks breath. Gen X, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. I'd stay in that rig, says Hey Teacher. Oh man, is that a Rockstar bus or an RV? Right. I guess we could live like rock stars in there. You could go around the country hitting all the festivals with that vehicle. I mean, if I really, I'd have to, if I was making 20 grand a month, I guess. I could afford to just buy that thing, because with insurance and gas and everything on $3,300 a month payment, that's probably going to be about $6,000 with gas and everything, probably like $6,000 or $7,000 a month. I'm guessing for that thing. I don't know. I don't even know if that would be worth it, would it? If you're rich and you have a ton of money, I guess. I don't know. It is cool, though. That would make a great social club bus. Yeah, it would. Outdoor TV, that's what that was. Glamping on wheels. For the low price of half a ticket. Tommy could buy it for us. Tommy's got that money stashed next door underneath the orange Lamborghini. He could buy it. I would be afraid to drive that damn thing. We'd have to hire. Yeah, that would be nerve-wracking. My mother-in-law lived in an RV for a while at a resort in Arizona. Where would you park it? I mean, you just got to have a ton of money. I mean, with something like that, it's like a boat. It's like there's a built-in expense. It's like 10% of the cost, probably for an RV. You're probably looking at $50,000 a year to maintain and operate something like that. That's just a ballpark guess, You're talking about storage and fuel and repair, if not repair, maintenance, Inevitably you're gonna, something happens to those things, whether it's your fault or somebody else's fault. It's just, they're too big not to get dinged up. Do not put a deposit on the RVO side. Don't worry, sweet tea. They ain't no deposit. They ain't going to take no. They're going to look at my $100 cash app and be like, what is this? What is this for? You know what I mean? What is this just, yeah, my money won't even register for that thing. I will make, Arlene's buying it. Okay. There we go. CG2, hello. The birthday dinner was awesome. We had a great time. My granddaughter, she's just too funny. I was playing videos last night of when we were there. It was July. It was late July of 2023 was the video. So she was just, I think she was 2 years old yet. She'd just be like a year and a few months old. And we were there eating fried rice and all that. But yeah, she loved it. And my daughter's friend came with her twin boys, Marshall and Maverick. They're a couple years older than my daughter or my granddaughter. So went to the spooky store for a little while before that. It was a lot of fun. And I didn't pay for it today because I was smart and I got the white rice instead of the fried rice. Tommy can use his Cash App. Yeah, Tommy could buy it, like for real, if he wanted to. Tommy's got so much money saved up, I bet. Just give me a tent and a bedroll. Well, that's going to be me at this event, Gen X, if I do go. There is no RV, and I would have got a hotel if I could have. I looked, and there's like 5 or 6 hotels in that area already booked, or they don't even accept reservations for that time. So, because this event's been going on every year for decades. So, is your granddaughter getting used to the spooky store? Oh, she loves it. I mean, I wouldn't even go if she didn't want to go. And she loves it so much that she just assumes that, when I pick her up, we're going to go. I'm picking her up today from daycare. Apparently last night after dinner, I got a message from my daughter that my granddaughter was not listening. She was being a shit. So, and nothing was working. So my daughter told me I can't take her to the spooky store today. because that's the only thing that works, she says. So she basically telling her mom, I don't give a shit. Do what you want. Take away anything. As long as I got Papa Jason taking me to the spooky store, I'm good. And so we're not going to the spooky store today. We've already been 3 times. What is it? As of August 9th, yesterday, we had been already 3 times, me and her, to the spooky store. And it's to the same one. And there's 4 of them that we can go to that are in, our area. What are you going to do? My mom was super into Halloween, and she passed away before my granddaughter was born. But it's like my granddaughter is reincarnated as my mom. My kids love Halloween too, but my granddaughter is like my mom when it comes to Halloween. It's crazy. It's hereditary. I'm going to have to, sweet tea, because there would be hell to pay if I went against my daughter on that one. Otherwise, I would. But there'd be no way she would not find out. And yeah, I can't do that. Not even a question. Anybody else? Yes, you're right. Did she start calling it spooky store, or did she started calling it the spooky store? And the first time we walked in there, what would she calling it? Scary. The scary. She didn't say scary, it was scary or something like that. I have it on videotape. And when she was like little, but I mean, that's what I mean. Like when probably like right when she was 1, that first year. It couldn't have been that first year. So it would have been when she would have been 1.5 is when we first went to that Halloween store. And we, went, I think it's been 3 years in a row now. 3 or 4. She loves it. I love to put up one decoration, and it's a string of about 10 witch hats that line up and blow on. Oh, that's cool. You'll do it in mid-September. That is awesome. I always buy one thing every year from Spirit. I try to. Last year, I just bought some Camp Crystal Lake tube socks. Like the Friday the 13th. I still have them. I just want to put them away. I think this year I found, if it's still there, it's $50. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not, but it's these baby heads that you put candles in. It's got 3 of them. Be something that you'd see on ALV's Ghost Stories or something. But I'm just trying to think of things that I can buy and put away that my granddaughter or my youngest son would like to have, later on. Is this live or Memorax? It's Memorax. There's a delay on the live, right? But we are live. How are you doing, sir? My friend's son liked to get French fries from a certain restaurant, and they don't have sit down. So you get tour food from a window. So now they are still called window fries. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys all decorate for Halloween? I don't decorate here just because I have roommates and just. But if I have my own place, and when I finally get my own place, I will start decorating again. I don't go over the top. Why wouldn't I decorate? I have half my storage unit is decorations, like literally. Christmas and Halloween, and Easter and St. Patrick's Day. I got rid of a lot of them, but I still have a ton of my mom's stuff. CG2 does. And I think it was Grateful said she did. Or no, CG2 is the one that does the witch's hat. Spooky store will stick around with you. Yes, it does. Yeah, it's all about the memories, right? If I had the room, because I have 9 of the, you guys probably go to Spirit, right? You know what the animatronics are. Hold on. Oops. Let's see here. I don't even know. I need to ask if the animatronics that they sell at Spirit now are actually Jemmy or not. Are you guys able to see this? No. Hold on. Yeah, like this guy right here, 5'8", Valak, whatever this guy's name is, Valak, animatronic, the nun. Valak animatronic. Oh, maybe that's the name of the company. Because most of the ones I have, if not all of them, it's a company called Gemmy with a G, Gemmy. I know that those are the ones that you want to get. They're like the collectible ones, but they average $300, $400, $500. If I had room, I'd get this one because my granddaughter really likes this one. What's he called? Yeah, Freddy Fazbear from Freddy Five Nights. That was obnoxiously loud for no reason. But yeah, I have a collection of Cool Witches hats. This is all started because the band played so many gigs around Halloween and we always dressed up. That's awesome. Arlene says, I don't have to decorate, just walk outside and you scare the kids. That's funny. My oldest niece called my dad a funny name because she couldn't pronounce grandpa correctly, and now all his grandchildren call him that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the grandkids are the best, And it's funny because, and the message that I got from my daughter last night, I mean, you know what it is because we've all, if you're a parent, we've all been there, everybody, kids act up. That's just what they do. And they're good kids. They're well-behaved kids and they grow up great, but they just have those, and they just get sick and tired of listening to their parents all the time. What did she say? Also, she was absolutely not listening tonight, and I took away her spooky store for tomorrow so she can't go. So she knows I'm being serious. That was the only punishment that got her to listen. Everything else, she was like, ha ha, I don't care. And then I said, fine, no spooky store with Papa Jason. And now she's like, oh, crap. So, they battle. And it's funny because my daughter called it because they were being so sweet to each other. And the chef, he goes, oh, because he has a 4-year-old daughter too. He goes, how long does the sweetness last between you two? And my daughter goes, until we get in the car. Oh, that shit's funny. The life of being a parent. They're going to Disney World in a couple weeks, or down to Orlando. Her and my granddaughter flying down there and meeting their grandma and grandpa, the dad's mom and dad, is taking them to Disney World. So they'll have fun. They'll have fun with that. Saved a cool Roaring 20 outfit too, and that's like, oh, that's cool. We did I did a picture at the fair, the spring fair last year with my daughter and granddaughter, the old Western photo. They actually have the photo, but it's awesome. They're both of them are dressed up in old school, whatchamacallit. And my granddaughter's holding a gun, which I love because, the liberals would freak out about that type of shit. But my granddaughter has no interest in guns whatsoever. It was just, a costume. But yeah, no, they got a lot of cool stuff at the Halloween store. I do love Halloween too, but I'm paying over $200 a month on my storage unit that I haven't been to in over a year. So I don't have any business buying anything from the Halloween store, but what are you going to do? It is what it is, right? All right. What else we got going on? Disney is awesome. It's such a magical place. We had a timeshare there, took my kids and nieces and nephews every year to Disney World. Yeah, probably Disney World for you because you're on the East Coast. I never been to Disney World. Went to Disneyland once in 1989. Meh. I mean, it was all right. It's a lot of people. I know one thing. Anybody that live stream from Disney, if they have long tube socks on, they're definitely a pedophile. I promise you that. It's like 100% conviction rate for anybody that wears tan shorts with tube socks and has a camera around their neck. I can guarantee you for 100% they're a pedophile if they're at Disney World. Florida Disney. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wish I could go with them. I mean, I probably could if I wanted to. I don't have the money for it. I just got to keep working, But I'm glad that they're able to go. I do want to take a trip with them one of these times, though. You haven't been there in a while. It's changed. Unfortunately, Disney is a woke company, so they fall right in line with any type of weird propaganda and all that kind of nonsense. CG2 says Osada will. And the reason why I say that was during COVID, there was some live streamers from, and it's just a whole thing. I can't stress it enough. In 2026, if you have kids, little kids, you have to be so careful with them. So careful with them. The comedian Jim Gaffigan has a great bit about taking a trip to Disney. Oh, yeah? He's funny. The guy that I've been listening to lately is Mojo Brooks. You guys ever listen to him? He is too funny, man. I love listening to that dude. Let me see here. Type him in real quick. He just does a lot of crowd work. And, he's always talking to like if it'll be a girl there, he'll say, "Where's your man at? Let me talk to him. Call him up."
And then what about you right here on the end? Hey.
I'm a stay-at-home mom right now.
Okay, that's what's up. You're not at home right now?
No.
You said fuck them kids today. Okay, all right. Okay, so who got the kids?
Me and my partner Jazz have a kid.
You and your partner Jazz?
Yes.
Okay, where's Jazz at?
She's at work.
Okay, all right. Who the fuck got the kids? She doing some nigga shit right now. The kids watching the kids and that motherfucker. Well, how old is the oldest?
She's on a sleepover right now.
How old is it? The oldest?
6.
The oldest is 6 at the sleepover.
Just one.
Okay. You only got one?
Just one, 6. That's all I need. He's at grandma's.
Okay, just 6. Okay. And then you and your partner Jasmine got a baby.
Correct.
And Jasmine is a lady.
Correct.
Okay. So who actually had the baby? You or Jasmine? What? It's a real. Y'all don't want to know? No, you didn't have it.
Nah.
So Jasmine had it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then you like the man in the relationship.
Yeah.
So wait, how the fuck you a stay-at-home mom then? This ain't making no sense. These hoes don't know what they want to be when they grow up. And then what about you?
So, I mean, you know, it's just, he does a lot of crowd work. I think he's funny. What do we got here? What is Tommy saying? Arlene, I caught the good years. I agree. Now a different world, which is part of what bugs me out about bringing grandchildren in this twisted world. I won't be here to guide them long. Oh yeah, you will, Tommy. You and I both will, because only the good die young, right? So we're going to be around for like till we're 113. Jim Gaffigan, yeah, he is funny. He is really funny. He's just, his delivery is funny. He's no Charlie Murphy, but he's definitely funny. Disney had men dressed in ladies' attire costumes working in the gift shops. Are you kidding me? See, now that's uncalled for. Huge storm rolling in here. Have to drive over to my daughter's restaurant. I'll be listening. Be careful, CG2. I love comedians that work crowd like that. Nothing rehearsed. Yeah. The demons have longevity. Yep. You know that song, Only the Good Die Young, right? We'll be listening to that song at our century birthday party going, damn. This song hits different now. Only the good die young. Grandchildren are passing away. You're at your grandchildren's funeral talking about, I wasn't going to be here. You know, it's going to be 2112. Well, you know, people that aren't even born yet will be passing away. Will still be walking around going, Lord, please, when is this going to end? It'll be the Social Club 23,932nd episode, and I will have deleted and changed the name of this show 77 times since then. And that's just how it's going to be, you know, unless somehow we can repent for all of our sins and honorable crimes, you know. I mean, if I only want to be around if I can be healthy. I don't want to be around, you know, if I'm going to be some vegetable or some fucking, please wheel me to the bathroom and just shoot me in the back of the head on the way to the bathroom. Come on, Mr. Osada. Come on, Papa Jason. Let's wheel you into the bathroom so I can wipe your butt. Just fucking please. Enough already with this nonsense. Why are we talking about this? Okay, what do we got here? I need to close out some of these tabs. We got Jenny Animatronics, Freddy Five Guys, motorhomes we can't afford. I only got a couple bookmarked, then I was going to go take a look back on some videos. Apparently, Chud the Builder posted this little teaser video from inside jail, I guess, on his crypto account. These are some weird freaking websites that I would never go to, but
in the balls, man's yard. It's not a bull. In the balls, man's yard.
So you got a quick little peek of him right there. Wherever he's at, locked up, probably tied up. Don't know. Just my inkling is that we have definitely not seen the last of this guy. And I would not be surprised that by the time or before Diddy gets out of jail, Chud the Builder will be back on the streets doing what he does best. Inciting violence and, you know, telling people not to chimp out or whatever he does. People in China, for some reason, like to put a live frog in their drink and just drink the water. And I had to look that up. I was like, is that really real? Yep, 100%. Prison justice. Arlene says people in China eat everything and anything. Tommy, only the demons that haven't redeemed themselves, you're fine. No, Tommy's not fine. Tommy, like I said, Tommy and I are going to be around here for a long time. If the day comes when somebody else had to wipe my butt, I'm checking. Exactly, Arlene. You know, I mean, to each their own, you know, and it's no offense to some people might, you know, I know like Pollock, for example, he helps people like that, you know, so, but we all, you know, to me, it's like, it's one of the most terrifying things. I don't want to be that guy, you know. Frogs, ick. So what was in that glass? Big old frogs. What are the animal rights activists for the poor frog? But China, they don't really have, they do have animal rights activists, but the Chinese people will whoop their ass, literally, right there on the street. You go to a wet market in China, like in Yulin, China, as an animal rights activist, you'll have a Chinese lady come out there and beat the hell out of you. Like that's just how they are over there. They don't want to hear it, and they don't have to listen to it. You know, the laws let them. You know, I think in recent years they've cracked down on some stuff over there, but not really, especially out in the country. But this, I think, it's just kind of like a social media trend. I don't really see. Maybe there's some health benefits there. You know, what if the frog goes to the bathroom? Then what? How's that? How about that? This is the video that I just scooped up from when I was looking at some videos from over a year ago. This is how they're starting these fires. Mount Rainier, Spokane, LA, Maui, Patagonia. They're direct energy weapons. We all know that they exist. What happened here?
Weather modification, weather control, cloud seeding, where they inject certain things into the clouds to make them rain down with certain chemicals or whatnot, whatever it is they inject. Outside of that, you have direct energy weapons. It's another thing that people in the military know about. DEW weapons, or direct energy weapons, where they shoot laser beams, for example, to start fires. They have military tank-like vehicles that they use for rapid response to break up riots, where they have these huge metal plates that come up on the top of the vehicle. It sends a controlled laser beam onto the plate. It bounces off into a large crowd, and it makes you feel like your skin is boiling, right? That's a direct energy weapon. And they're very advanced. Aside from that, you have something called DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. It's part of the U.S. government that deals with robotic technology, robotic snakes, robotic dogs, robotic mosquitoes, robotic hummingbirds, robotic bees, robotic flies, all these different things. They have it. They've been had it for a long time. They've been utilizing it quite well. Weather modification, weather control, cloud seeding, where they...
And it's crazy because if you follow the Charlie Kirk investigation and you listen to a lot of this stuff, it's just, I mean, high-level military operation for sure. But this, like I said, this video was, I had played this video well over a year ago. And, you know, you heard him say that it causes fires. This technology has existed for a long time. And think about it, you know, the homeless guy that killed his dad is the official narrative for the Spokane fire that burnt down over 700 houses and buildings, including a sports complex. And I mean, most of the people that could believe that a homeless guy can start a dumpster fire to burn that many buildings down are the same people that believe a 30.6 killed Charlie Kirk. Either you just don't pay attention, you don't really understand the details behind it, or if you do, it can only mean a couple things. Most of the time, it means that you're just lying and you're part of the. I mean, all of those people on X that say, "Oh no, it was." I seen the video. It was definitely Tyler Robinson. They're just lying. But, just take like the Spokane fire, for example. Let's say that a homeless guy does start a fire in a dumpster and it eventually spreads to a building. Well, you would need the fire department to not respond, and then you would need a way for the fire to jump, to the next building, to the next building, to the next building with the wind. Or it could just be, you have the right conditions and you get it started, then you kick in the direct energy weapon. Sure, it was started by a homeless guy in a dumpster, which caused the fire to catch a house on fire or a building on fire, something like that. And then there's just this invisible laser that they just guide through the neighborhood that just continually keeps everything burning. In a nutshell, it's got to be something like that. That theory right there, all as crazy as that sounds, makes more sense to me than, oh no, that homeless guy, it burnt down 700 buildings. What? Really? Where's the fucking fire department at? I can understand in a forest when they can't get to it. You're talking about a neighborhood. I mean, that didn't age well in review videos from previous years on the. Yeah, that's true, Sweet Tea. Well, that's what we're going to do today, kind of. Double digits in the chat. Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Wow. Wonder who's all out there. Choppy's out there. Peeping Tom Choppy. My buddy Chopster. My peptide connection. Good idea for a segment, Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea's always full of good ideas. And she's always calling me out on everything, too. I can't get away with anything around her. All right, what else do we have here? Victor Marks and Charlie Kirk talking a while back, obviously before Charlie was killed.
Hey everybody, Victor Marks here with Charlie Kirk, and we are in Berkeley. What a day so far. We need and are asking for prayer because it's about to happen.
Yeah, there's some dark forces here, you could say. We were out there for 2 hours, had a great time. We were in Boulder yesterday. Victor's going to open up with some prayer and share some light, and then we're going to open it up and just pray that hearts will be open. It's Holy Week, and it's kind of on people's minds right now, so it's a great opening. And we're going to talk about stuff you're not supposed to talk about. Transgenderism, marriage, the country,
Truth.
And we'll hopefully set them free.
And there's a lot of dissenters, but they're actually hungry for hope.
And that was what was amazing, right?
Yeah, the kids were shocked the way you spoke with them out in this open forum, respectfully, with truth and love, because we saw it. So you guys' prayer really makes a difference. Could y'all just load up and double barrel for us tonight? Thank you. Yeah, bless you.
I'm so sick and tired of people telling me about prayer and all this, these fake evangelical people with using Bible verses and all this garbage that they're throwing at us. I mean, it's just, it is such a mockery of religion, I'm just so over it. Anybody that says that now, I can't stand them. Immediately, I know they're a fake, I'm sure there's a few people out there that are so religious that they say things like that, in normal conversation. That, I'm doing this for the Lord, or, the Lord talks to me, or, so crazy. Osada, will you be doing trivia more often? If I do, it will be on Saturdays. Arlene, we'll do it on like the Saturday Night Live show. I think will be the perfect show to do it on, which we could do it this week. October might be a problem because I'm going to be busy in October. But yeah, no, those are fun to do. Yeah, if you guys have any different trivia ideas, just let me know. Poor Charlie, he doesn't look like he wants to be there with big. No, neither do those dogs. You know, you have those vicious police dogs, military dogs. You know what I mean? And like, what kind of bastard do you have to be to where the dogs that normally like want to kill people look like they just are miserable too? This was at the Charlie Kirk assassination. And this just shows, this is Mikey McCoy here. This is one of his best friends that just puts the phone to his ear and walks away after he gets shot. But this just shows him, it says caught red-handed looking at drone video footage.
We're going to be here for a couple hours.
Yeah. Be careful who you surround yourself with. You know. This video shows a cow get hit by a train and the cow just shakes it off. That is one tough cow. If anyone tells you they hear voices, beware. That's so true. You know, I mean, it's one thing. Well, it's one thing if you hear voices. It's another thing if, you know, these people they're trying to manipulate us into thinking that they're good people so that we will vote them into power. And that they can just completely take over, you know? I mean, they pretty much are already in power anyway, behind the scenes. So I don't get it, man. What I don't understand is like, why are they doing all this? Was there like a group of people, Erica Kirk, Rob McCoy, some of these bad actors? They really thought that we were so dumb that we were going to love them and worship them and talk about them. Oh, they're so great. You know what I mean? Like they did Trump, like we did Trump. All they did was make us fucking hate their guts. At least me, you know? It's wild. But yeah, you know, I mean, we all have our own religious beliefs, but I don't listen, you know, unless you're in church. I get it. If you're in church, obviously you're there to hear, you know, the word of God or whatever, but in everyday life, Revelations 3, you know, it's just like Psalms, this and that. What? Get the fuck out of here with that. And you said you chopped off a cat's head when you were 3, right? And you're telling me about Bible verses. The cow clip, is that AI? I don't think it is. I mean, it definitely could be. I honestly don't think it is. I think that cow shook that off. The cow walked right in. And I know that they have cattle cutters on trains. Because, yeah, I think I told that story before. Because I wasn't there, but I worked at a pizza place where a lady stood up in front of a train and she got cut in half from the thing that is, cuts these cows in half. Does that thing have? Let's see if it has one on it. Turn the volume down. I mean, obviously it must not. See, there's supposed to be a thing right in the front right there. And that thing is designed to basically rip cows in half so they don't derail the trains. That's what I was told. but it looks like that cow gets hit right in the ass, right in that cattle cutter. So maybe it doesn't have a cattle cutter on it. I don't know. Because when I worked at this pizza place, thank God I wasn't there yet, because I started at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And sorry, Arlene, I won't show it again. And a lady was standing out at the train tracks. She was sitting down at the train tracks. It was just at 2 p.m. And the crossing guards come down. Ding, 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 ding. Here comes a train. And it's an Amtrak. These things do like 80 miles an hour. And somebody sees this lady standing or sitting on the train tracks. And the dude runs out there from the pizza place. Hey, get off the tracks. And the lady just stands up and puts her hands down at her side and lets the train hit her. Cut her right in half. They had to put two tarps like 20 yards apart from each other at the pizza place because her body was literally severed in half from the train. Come to find out, she was like off of her medication, wasn't taking her medication or something, and was just like super depressed. Crazy. Even though they do 80 miles an hour, they don't have to slow down. Nope. No. Burlington Northern, the railroad companies, not only do they own the railroad track, they own like, I don't know what the distance is, but I think it's like 10 or 20 feet. I think it's like 10 feet on both sides of the track. You know, so like they own a width of like 20 feet or something like that, 25 feet. And so whatever happens, you know, and they can do whatever they want, and they will not slow down. They can't slow down, for one thing. You know, it takes them a long time to slow down. But yeah, they're not gonna go through the city at a slow rate of speed. And the place that I worked at was called Trackside Pizza. That was part of the draw, was you would sit over by the window and then the train would come by and it would shake the whole building. You know, took that lady right out. Anyway, let's move on. Baron Coleman drops a bomb. Pick up the mic. Oh yeah, they used Charlie Kirk's dead microphone. And for...
So this, I'm going to show this. I'm not going to show where they got this image from, but I'm going to let you use your imagination. See that pick up the mic image there? It's a little pixelated there. Maybe I'll try to find a better one. You see that right there? Now that is not a Shure SM58 mic. That's a different mic. But the last image we have of Charlie Kirk holding a mic looked shockingly similar to that image right there. But I would be hard-pressed to deny that picture, it sure looks like it, particularly when the words aren't splashed all over it. It sure looks like those last pictures of Charlie Kirk right before he dropped the mic. And they're calling it Pick Up the Mic. Yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like to me. Oh yeah, they have merch with it. In fact, you don't believe me, go online and find it. Find the picture just before the mic comes out of his hand. Thumbs in the same spot, fingers in the same spot, hands in the same spot. It looks the same.
Yeah, I thought this had the side-by-side, because I thought I had one that had a side-by-side. It is the same picture. I'll play this one real quick. Remember when I said that when Charlie Kirk, the day that Charlie Kirk was killed, Baron Coleman is yeah, he is very smart. I think every town has a place called Trackside, probably, right? I don't feel sorry for the idiots that go around the tracks when the gates are down. Yeah, that lady definitely meant to do it. Who I felt sorry for were the kids that were in the restaurant that seen it happen. The milkshake comment, let me see here. That's definitely a milkshake. For the cow on the train, that's freaking hilarious. Yeah, you're right. That cow shook it off too. He's like, all my milkshake brings the trains to the yard. So, I always keep saying that the day that Charlie Kirk was killed, my buddy sends me a video. Did you see Charlie Kirk got shot? I said, no. I click on a link. It shows him under the tent, and right where the letter O is in the word freedom, it turns black. That's where the shot happened at. And I text my buddy back and I said, well, hopefully he's still alive because it looks like he has a bulletproof vest on. Then I see another link a few minutes later, and I had never been so shocked in my life because I was expecting to see the chest shot again. And then it's the video that we've all seen a million times. Boom, and then the neck and the exploding blood coming out of his neck. That's not what happened originally. So what happened in between all that? Is it AI? Is it everybody fucking lying? Who fucking knows, guys? I have no idea. I know what I saw. I saw the chest shot in the beginning, okay? I know what I saw. Well, let's listen to this. These are some of the people interviewed the moments after this happened.
We were like second row. We were just looking up and we see, he was debating about shooting and he was talking about it. And then we hear a shot and then just a wave of blood come out of his chest.
You just see it hit his chest and then just blood squirted out of him.
During, right on that topic. Yeah, it's when he got shot in the heart.
Okay, yeah, I was there and I watched the shooting. It looked like that he got hit. A direct shot right to the heart. As soon as he was hit, he fell backwards, went to the side. The audience went to their knees. I stayed up a little bit because I wanted to see.
We were like second row. We were just looking up and we see, he was debating about shooting and he was talking about it. And then we hear a shot and then just a wave of blood come out of his chest.
A wave of blood come out of his chest. So that's 4 separate accounts. That guy.
You just see it hit his chest and then just.
You just see it hit his chest.
Blood squirted out of him.
During, right on that topic. Yeah, it's when he got shot in the heart.
So that's 4 people right there and there's actually another lady right next to her. So that's 4. Although this girl here goes back on camera and says, oh no, it's to the neck. It was definitely to the neck, not the heart. So who's lying? Is somebody lying there? Is it possible? Is it really possible to mistake a neck and a heart?
Okay, yeah, I was there and I watched the shooting. It looked like that he got hit. A direct shot right to the heart. As soon as he was hit, he fell backwards, went to the side. The audience went to their knees.
So I know what I've seen. And the problem is that, it takes me an hour almost to go back to September, whatever. My buddy and I message each other all the time on that thread. It takes forever to get back there, but I did go back there and the video is gone. It's unavailable. So, that's my account. And then all of those people's accounts saying that they seen a shot to the chest. But the only video that's out there is a shot to the neck. So that's why I say it's just hard to, how many people are in on it. And there's obviously a lot of people in on it. Is Charlie one of them? Possibly. To be fair, eyewitness accounts are not reliable. I believe. Shook it off like Taylor Swift. That's hilarious. Sweet tea. Too bad it wasn't her that got hit. Arlene, that's funny. Yeah, no, they're not reliable. Everybody is lying. The problem is okay, so what happened? Why would they air this stuff on TV and allow these videos to play on the internet? And they had to pivot, because this girl, the blonde right here, she later recants her statement and says, oh no, it was to the neck. So that's one of the missing pieces to this puzzle is why how did they manage to pull that off from myself and these people, because I don't believe they're lying. Well, here's the thing. Maybe it was supposed to be a chest shot, but it ricocheted and hit the neck. And then that would not be believable for a 30-06. I don't know. They had to pivot at the last second because the assassination did not work the way they thought it was going to work. The optics were all wrong. So they knew that once Scooby-Doo and those meddling kids came out, it wasn't going to make no sense. So they had to pivot. I mean, it's got to be something along those lines. Whenever there's an incident at school, the students have to write a statement, even right after details differ widely. Right, but it couldn't be this widely though, right? Sweet Tea, from center. I mean, it wasn't quite dead center chest. It was a little off center, but pretty darn dead center. To a neck blast. And that's the thing too, because, you know, I'm ready. The second time I watched that video, now I'm watching it like, okay, I'm going to see what the fuck really happened here. Let me get some clues. Let me see. And then it was just like a slap in the face, like you just get punched in the gut, because I didn't expect to see the blood come out of his neck. That's not what happened the first time. So, bunch of layers of deception there. Will we ever really find out what happened? Who knows? But we just know that they are lying for sure. Pivot, Ross Geller. Not sure who Ross Geller is. Was he the guy that came up with Pivot? Or is that a book? Sweet Tea, and they always have a smirk on their face. Yeah, that's the problem too, right? Arlene, they're mocking us. You know, Operation Mockingbird. All right. Now I'm going to go back. I need to go get some coffee real quick. I'm going to go back. So we did all of September. I just want to go back. Here we go. See, what is today? Today is the 10th. We'll just go back to a year ago. And see what we get on here. You know, the funny thing about, like, with Alex Jones and all these videos is we're going to end up seeing a lot of videos that, they're going to bust Fauci, you know, or he's going to be, and then it never happens, that type of thing. I'm going to play this. I go grab some coffee real quick. Fake lab-grown meat. We know this is still a thing.
A company in Illinois, funded by Bill Gates, has come out with lab-grown butter.
At Savor, we've been really excited to explore a new technical approach to making food that does not require vast amounts of land or animal suffering, doesn't, produce greenhouse gases.
So the dream here is that Savor itself will be coming out with butter in the next year or two, and then these other products.
What happened? What happened to our video?
Of land or
these other products. Savor will be a key ingredient to help them achieve food that is
We'll just stop that one now. It keeps pausing out. The government doesn't want us watching that one. This is the company Savor, also Bill Gates.
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process. And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia.
In the middle of an industrial park in a suburb west of Chicago, something unprecedented is happening.
So you're using this gas right now to cook your food.
And we're proposing that we would like to first make your food with that gas.
The company is called Savor, and you better believe it. Their pioneering tech uses carbon and hydrogen to make the stick of butter you see on this plate.
This is pretty novel to be able to make food that looks and tastes and feels exactly like dairy butter, but with no agriculture whatsoever.
And no long ingredient list the average person can't pronounce.
It's really just our fat.
Notice the Stockholm Syndrome look on this lady's face as she talks about this bioengineered butter. And no, I've never seen Friends, Sweet Tea. A couple scenes. I have no idea about Friends.
Some water, a little bit of lecithin as an emulsifier, and some natural flavor and color.
How? Fats are made up of carbon and hydrogen chains. The goal here? Replicate those chains without animals or plants. And they did it. They tell me to simplify. They take carbon dioxide from the air and hydrogen from water, heat them up and oxidize them. The final result?
It looks like a wax, like a candle wax at first.
But they're fat molecules, like the ones in beef, cheese, or vegetable oils.
Sustainability is why we are here.
It's all done releasing 0 greenhouse gases, using no farmland to feed cows.
We're like not at full capacity in this facility yet.
And even though we're standing in a...
And they make this stuff sound so just environmentally friendly and this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, people are being burnt out of their houses. Their houses are burnt to a crisp from, we all know what from. Yep, wax, Arlene. You can either butter your bread, butter your toast, or create a statue of our dead grandparents. Do you want to make a wax museum, or do you want to eat some toast? It's up to you. You know what I mean? Do you want to, are we trying to eat some corn on the cob here, or are we making modeling clay? I don't care either way. You guys want to burn some candles, or, I'm just trying to make some cake. Which type of butter am I using? The name of the company is no accident, Savor, right? It's like Savor butter. You can both create a wax museum or toast or butter your toast. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. So that was on last year, and then we'll just keep moving forward. August 11th. This is definitely Seattle for you. Seattle in a nutshell. Yes. Enjoy that banana, sir. Oh, I'm sorry for calling you a sir. Did I misgender you? Ma'am. They, them. Turtle. Feline. I mean, he is all about that fucking banana. Look at him, the way he even licks that spoon. It's just, oh. Now, this is the type of dude you would see streaming from Disneyland. Stand up, buddy. I bet you's got on tan shorts and tube socks. Motherfucker. Where's your camera? They just sealed the coffin. I'm convinced we are being manipulated by it. We are, Arlene. He is eating a banana with a spoon. He is pretending that spoon is his boyfriend. What do we have? The truck sealed the outcome. Oh, I hate looking at those accidents. They're so scary. Trump just placed a $50 million bounty on the Venezuelan president. He flooded America with fentanyl. Hours later, Nicolas Maduro desperately hit back with his own $50 million counter bounty that shocked Washington. And now he's about to learn why you never blackmailed Trump. Yeah, right. Well, Maduro's in jail, and fentanyl has never been more out there, as far as I know. And I just watched a video last night with Hannibal Morris, or whatever that guy's name is, about making meth in Mexico. So, is that next? You know what I mean? Do we got to go after all the bandana wearing cartel members in the jungles of Mexico? Do they have jungles in Mexico? South America? Let's see here. Yeah, that's someone you don't want to go camping with. That's someone that Todd Father would bring camping with him. He called that guy up first. Hey, dude, I got some bananas. Would he be the guy that you sent out to check for, right? He'd be the guy that got you all killed because he was leaving the banana peels out. And the bears would come. Yeah. Bears are smart. Bears are strong. We didn't used to have to worry about them around here, but now we do. Got to worry about homeless people burning down 700 buildings and bears. It's amazing. They're calling ICE terrorist organization. Propaganda. Nick Fuentes, we don't really see him anymore. Looks like a boring day in the news on that day. Hillary Clinton. I want to type her in real quick. I hate to say this, guys. I think if I was going to vote, if she runs, she might be who I vote for.
Well, you're absolutely right. When I was secretary, it was a constant, theme by.
I'm here to highlight something that is keeping me up at night. And I know.
Here we go. This is the video I wanted right here.
When I was in Baghdad after the fall of...
this was just recent. Here's your word pivot, sweet tea.
Saddam Hussein, I had meetings. I was then a senator. I had meetings in some of his palaces, and they were quite reminiscent of what we are seeing in our own White House. It's just insane.
Is that hard for you to watch?
Wait, you guys don't like Hillary Clinton? Why not? I don't get it. What did she do? I mean, there's like 75 people that died around her name, I think. But other than that, not what's the pushback?
Or just are like, I'll take down the gold.
It's sad to me. It's sad that it's so tackied up, and it's a reflection of his narcissistic personality and his need to feel important, including sticking gold embellishments all over the walls of the Oval Office. I mean, I was in the Oval Office, under, I think Carter, Bill, obviously,
Bush,
that
house,
Obama,
that house.
Biden, etc. And I'm looking at what he's doing to it. And this is a man who can't concentrate. This is a man whose mind apparently goes to where can I add more gold instead of how do I get out of Iran without looking like the loser that I am.
We'll get to that.
How do I begin to, deal with AI, which is a serious threat to our security, our labor force, and so much else. His mind is about what are these things that reflect my need to appear important. And so that's what he spends his time on.
You should be the secretary of taking down the gold.
Wouldn't that be a good idea? Yeah. Secretary of cleaning it up.
Yeah, no, I would never vote for Hillary, but I hate Trump so bad now that whatever is the most counterproductive to what he tried to do in there, That's what I want. But I don't even think I'm going to waste my time voting this time. She stole everything in the White House when Clinton lost. When Clinton lost. What do you mean when Clinton lost? Oh, when they were done, you mean his time up? Because didn't Clinton get reelected? Right? He went from I think Clinton went from 92 to 2000, right? If I remember correctly. Who was his vice president? Al Gore. Al Gore. God, that is one guy I would not want in there. And that's who these guys, they all run together. Okay, let's get out of Hillary Clinton. Sorry, guys. All right, what else do we have? This is August 19th of last year. We have nothing. All right, no videos. Why did we bookmark it then? August 28th. Mayor Jacob Frey has proven us right again. Praying at George Floyd's casket. No one cares. Jim Brewer talking about 9/11.
Here's where people don't use just your own thinking. The buildings went straight down. Everyone knows that. Demolition. And what's the excuse that everyone says? Well, it's because it was so hot. Think about that. It was so hot that the beams just melted. So let me ask you this. Before they collapsed and the fire was so hot that it melted steel, what were the human beings doing 5-10 feet above them in the walls, waving scarves for their lives? How are they not burnt? So the heat rises. Common sense would tell you heat rises. But this heat melted downward, and but the people on top, help!
And it's crazy because I've too have had those. It's just that kind of represents conversations that some of us have had with ourselves. It's like these maddening questions that we ask ourselves, like, how is this possible? How is that possible? Well, it's not. They're lying. Jim Brewer always looks stoned. Yes, he does. Hillary Clinton, that's a trigger word. Okay. Next Saturday, or this Saturday, it's Hillary Clinton trivia. First question. Which outfit do you think that Hillary looks more beautiful in? And then I'll just find some different outfits. It'll be multiple choice. It'll just be. And then the second question, which earrings do you like the best on Hillary Clinton? And I'll have 3 pictures, multiple choice. What we got here? Olive Garden. Horrifying. Yeah, it was horrible. Why don't they ask the people that died that day? Which pantsuit does Hillary look worse? Right? Yeah, 9/11, man. Things have not been the same since.
Here's what people.
September 3rd. So we're getting close to when Charlie Kirk was killed, I think.
Understand? We have weaponry.
Wait, what? Trying to find something interesting. Tix, Ice, Chris Christie.
Chris Christie, right? Go Trump, go Trump. Trump 2032. Oh, Trump 2028. Christie, right?
Who's he talking about?
You are a snake. You are a rat. You are a fraud. You are a backstabber. You are a handbiter. You are a disgrace. You are a snake. You are a rat. You are a fraud.
He's looking in the mirror. I was trying to figure out who he was talking about. He's looking in the mirror. I get it now. Well, at least you have some self-awareness, Alex. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. 9/11. So if this is a year ago, this would be the day after Charlie was killed. We already looked at these ones. Yeah. We did these ones just not too long ago. So I'm going to skip ahead. Let's go to November. See if we can find anything interesting.
Let's talk about what we're up against in 2025. President Trump and his bootlickers have torn down the U.S. Department of Education from the inside. Instead of helping to improve math and reading scores like you all are doing and supporting our educators.
You know, this is a good question for you guys, because who, you know, from an educational standpoint, is there anybody out there that, you know, comes to mind like, oh, we need this person? Because didn't he like turn over the Department of Education to Vince McMahon's wife? Isn't she the one that's running that? Is like anything going on with that? With the Department of Education? Sweet Tea's got to get some sleep. Sweet Tea's out of here. Well, thanks for hanging out, Sweet Tea. Yeah, go get some sleep. Graveyard shift. You're always working. What else do we got? Zoran. Project Bluebeam. Maduro. Cuomo. Bunch of nonsense here. Usually the first videos that I marked are the bottom ones. They're usually the best ones.
That pedophiles are in power.
Yes.
They are literally in power. And that is intentional because then they can be controlled while they are in power. And they are also exhibiting signs of a psychopathology that lets them know that they will do harm to the masses and feel nothing because they were themselves, many of them, raped when they were children.
Yep.
It's not a coincidence that Justin Trudeau is gay. Obama, gay. Zelensky, gay. Emmanuel Macron, gay and married to a trans man who molested him when he was a child. And that despite the overwhelming evidence, for me, the litmus test now is like Brigitte Macron. I'm like, if you want to figure out who is a fraud in media, there's no way to read that 6-part series and go through it and come out of it being like, no, totally legit. Like these are just rumors. It's like one picture of yourself in your first 30 years of living, please. And they
show me her brother.
Where's your brother?
Where is
John
he?
Michel.
I'll show you my brother. Yeah. Where's your brother?
Yeah.
It's actually
that pedophiles are in power.
Yes.
They are literally in power.
Yeah, there's plenty of tomatoes in the complaint department, Arlene. Throw them at will. Yeah, you know, I mean, and this is just dead on too. And Tristan Tate, who is interviewing her, is in jail for what? Rape, sex trafficking, something like that. You know, so is he really, or is he in jail and they're saying that because of interviews like this?
that pedophiles are in power.
Yeah.
You know, hard to say. Don't know about that. Someone's wearing what's this? A Jackie Kennedy blood-soaked outfit.
No.
Yeah, of course they will do that like right after Charlie Kirk was killed, right?
You said we were all too aware that as a first black couple, we couldn't afford any missteps.
Yeah.
And you also say, as a black woman, I was under a particularly white hot glare. Did you feel that?
For sure. You can't afford to get anything wrong because you didn't get at least until the country came to know us, we didn't get the grace that I think some other families have gotten.
You said we were all too aware that as a first black...
Michelle Obama always crying about something. You know? So we'll just skip ahead a little bit. You know, these Alina Hobbs, I used to just listen to these people, but I just know they're full of shit now. I wouldn't bookmark any of their videos or care what they had to say to save my life now. We'll just keep moving. Andrew Schultz. This guy, you know, I mean, if anybody should be upset, it should be this guy, because since Charlie Kirk's been killed, you've got Andrew Colvette, and there was another Andrew that got famous from the Charlie Kirk assassination. And they're just like, you know, he's on the bottom of the algorithm now, if you go by Andrews, and he's the only one with talent out of all the Andrews.
You're a Western Jew. You're raised your entire life with your history, with the stories of your victimization and your oppression, right? Jews have been kicked out of every single country they've ever been in. Like, literally, you go to a...
So, not worth listening to him, though, right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene on The View. Patrick Bet-David was already, you know, had a huge fall from grace.
So I have a crazy idea for Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel as well as the world. If you like it, tag the world, share it with everybody. If not, just move on. I think the world needs a comedic roast of Benjamin Netanyahu, sitting right in the middle with the greatest comedians in the world, from America, from the Middle East, from Egypt, from everywhere, just making fun of Benjamin Netanyahu for 2 hours, just like they did with Trump.
You're such a fucking idiot, Patrick Bet-David. That was a dumb comment then, dumb comment now. Who would want to do that? There's nothing funny about roasting somebody that kills people like that. You know what I mean? Put him in prison. Don't roast him. Bad taste on the outfit? Yes. She hates this country. Shut the hell up. I can't remember who we were talking about. Marjorie Taylor Greene, maybe. Not sure if that was who you were talking about on that one, Arlene. U.S. War, Pete Hegseth. What is this? So Ron Rondoni went for a bike ride. No one cares.
Tell me one thing Tucker said that is not 100% true. He's saying what we're all thinking. Check this out.
Republican Party completely betrayed its voters by obsessing over Israel. It's just a fact. Like, what is this? It's a country of 9 million people. It's 9 million people, no resources, no value at all. I'm not against it. I'm just saying, like, we're a country of 350 million people. We're the most important country in the world. And practically every member of Congress spends all day talking about Israel. What the hell is this? Trump is elected. Who's the first person to visit? Bibi. Then he comes again. Then he comes again. And it's like the energy of the administration and of the.
Yep. And it's so true. You know what's crazy is, what's this, November? No, just as of November of 2025, I mean, AI was definitely around. It's not around like it is now. You know what I mean? I think that it's just like creeping and creeping and creeping. And there's so many more videos about AI now today than there was even less than a year ago. It's pretty scary. Michelle Obama, yeah, she does. She's always complaining, anti-American. What's this lady saying?
I'm in Walmart and fuck Donald Trump. Okay, look at the goddamn prices of fucking chips. Yeah, Trump did that. And you guys were bitching about the eggs. I'm standing in the aisle in Walmart and I don't care who the fuck hears me, you know? I mean, they bitched and moaned about the goddamn eggs, and here we are. We can't afford food. So, you know, fuck around and find out. It's not like we didn't tell you. Bitch about the eggs, but don't say anything now. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Say hey, all your fans. Woo! Fuck Donald Trump, right? No kings. That's right. See, I'll talk to anybody in the store. I'm in Walmart and fuck Donald Trump. Okay, look at the goddamn price.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's not wrong, but chips are really healthy for you. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. You know, she's not wrong. I understand where she's going with it, you know, especially back then. But you could have picked something better than the chips, lady.
My most asked question about Charlie Kirk is, do I think he died on September 10th? That answer is yes, I do. I've just looked at all the videos that are out there, and I just feel in my heart.
I'm just gonna keep. I think I'm gonna end it here. Doesn't look like a whole lot of anything exciting. Let me catch back up to today and see what's going on today. We've seen that one. This is saying that he was released, but I don't think he was released. Chud the Builder. Can't be. There's no way he can be released. That'd be crazy if he was. Don't buy him then. Yeah, exactly. Grateful, right? The chips. It won't be much longer for. Let me see here. Yep, he got out. He bonded out. Crazy. So he's actually out of jail now. That's wild. Thanks, Society. Have a great day. No spooky. Yep, can't go to the spooky store today. It won't be much when the day comes and we'll be standing in line for it. Yeah, it won't be. Yeah, that's true. Right. I mean, I personally could do without the chips. I quit eating chips a long time ago. I will eat some chips if I have some good salsa or something, I guess. But that lady reminded me of somebody with her accent. I just can't think of who it was with the damn chips. Yep, Chud is out of jail. So I knew they were going to let him out because they need him out there on the streets. Him being on the streets, creating, inciting violence is much, that's how they're going to cause civil unrest. That's what they're trying to do with that guy. So we'll see how that ends up for him. I wouldn't want to be that guy. You're going to have to walk around with security all the time, or the same thing is just going to happen again, He's probably on like house arrest or something, though, I bet. I'm off upstairs to meet with the team with some rolling eyes. Uh-oh, hey, teacher. All right, well, have fun, guys. Happy Monday. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you over at Theme Dudes.